see then I want to say me what in the dry la wash and wear. If you are now creative, but then theater, then I go drive for the wear. Yeah,
right? And then understanding what a stock is very important, you know, before you take the next step.
Right.
What is y'all's like definition of a stock?
Yeah, so stock basically is just a piece of ownership in a company, right? So essentially what you're doing is you are, if you were to, let's say you shop at Target, right? You go spend money at Target.
Yeah.
Buying a stock or buying a share in Target, you now become part owner of Target as well.
Right.
So that's, and you're 100% right. It is important that people know the basics and know the foundation. That's why we have Invest Academy, where we educate and teach people, you know, the basics and all the way up to the advanced. And then we also have the software that helps you to win when it comes to trading, so that you know, make money on a consistent basis.
But so, like, let's say you mentioned Target. So Target could be like its own stock. How does a Target stock or, you know, an individual brand stock goes up and down? Because, you know, then me trying to invest in the stock, I need to understand the ups and downs. Like, how do I translate that into the definition of a stock?
Right. So essentially, the variables that go into, you know, the stock moving on the upside or on the downside, essentially it's like, you know, various things like how much money the company makes, things that reflect on the balance sheet, on their earnings reports, you know, also with technical analysis when it comes in play, different setup, different candlestick, you know, reflections on the charts and things like that. But mainly, you know, things that reflect on the balance sheets and a catalyst that, you know, for example, if the company just had a new CEO or maybe they just, you know, had a new product that did really well in a specific quarter. That's pretty much things that directly affect the stock.
And like social, you know, news, like someone tweeting about about a particular about a brand, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
like GameStop.
Yep.
So what happened? I mean, we all know like what happened last week.
Yep.
With GameStop, right? And AMC, is it AMC was it part of it, or was it like?
AMC,
can you guys tell us
AMC.
what really happened? Because to me, I just heard some news, but
Yeah. So basically, you know, when stocks go up and down based on supply and demand, right? You have, let's say, 100 shares, and that's all the shares you got. When if 1,000 people want those shares, the price goes up, right? So essentially, with GameStop was a company that's losing a bunch of money over the years, right? So the stock has kept going down, and then you have hedge funds who basically go in and they short the stock, which means they borrow shares and they sell them, right? Shares that they don't own, and cause the price to go down, and then they benefit from it going down because they'll buy it back cheaper and make money, right? So a group of people on social media found out, you know, that this was happening on a lot of these stocks, causing people to lose money.
Yep.
So they kind of organized themselves, drove up the demand by buying up a bunch of shares, and then forced the hedge funds to lose money because the stock started to go up. And once the stock started to go up, those hedge funds had to buy back the shares that they sold, causing the price to go even further. So that thing shot from like $15 all the way to almost $400.
Yep.
wow,
It's
crazy.
So
2 days.
but initially, like this model of like, you know, people just, you know, deciding to go into like one brand and, you know, increasing the stock prices by just going and buying that stock shares and so on. Did we just now discover that model, or just like we never knew about it?
No, it's been around. It's been pumping and dumping of stocks for forever, right? There used to be small like groups online. The difference now, you got social media, you got TikTok, you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, right? So when you got a group on Reddit that's a million people,
Millions.
group, and then they're like, yo, we about to buy this, and all those people share it on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, it starts going, and it's viral. And then all of a sudden, everybody's doing it, you know what I mean? Especially when there's a reason. They're doing it specifically to make hedge funds lose money.
Right.
So everybody got
But you know, let me ask this, right? I mean, we all trying to learn something here. So what is the role of the hedge funds? Because like it seems like the target is against them. Right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, I mean, the hedge funds in the ecosystem, they essentially serve as like, you know, what people call institutional money or big money, if you would. And essentially what they've been doing, like Quay was saying, is essentially, you know, going and taking different companies and just what they call shorting, right? So essentially, it doesn't matter what company it is, right? They can just pick any company per se and then short it by buying shares at a lower price and just keeping the price of the stock at a certain point, right? Because in order for them to have a successful shorting event,
Right.
they have to make sure that the stock does not go above a certain price, because then they'll have to buy back the share at a higher price than initially they bought it for. Wow. So that's essentially what created the essential, what we're going through right now with the whole viral stuff with the GameStop and the AMCs and even Dogecoin and all this other stuff.
And hedge funds, like their whole role, basically, they call it hedge funds because they hedge their position, right? So they basically take money from a bunch of people who got money, rich people, and they all pool their money together. Say, look, we're going to do a $10 billion hedge fund, right? Your job as a hedge fund manager is to make my money go up. And the way they do that is they'll buy stock, right? But then they'll also protect themselves by betting against the same stock that they bought with a little bit. So if the stock does go down, the hedge position will make money and they'll balance out their losses.
Wow.
But what they've been doing is they've been taking advantage of the hedging portion of it and just focusing strictly on that to cause stock prices to go down and make money while basically taking money from people like us, because we're betting on stock to go up, most of us, right?
Right.
And then they're gonna bet on it.
So who are the people from Reddit? I mean, I know Reddit. What?
So I would say what has been categorized and what we would call those people is just retail investors, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty much a thing where it's like, okay, we're doing retail investors against hedge funds. That's what it's turned to. So now it's become more of a, usually like it's hard to get, even if you get millions of people together, right, to buy the same stock just to, kind of focus on your energy into pushing the stock price up. Right now there's a cause, right? And it's like a probable cause that people aren't just buying the stock to make money. They're buying the stock to kind of like give it to or stick it to the man, if you would, like quote unquote, right? So once that became like, okay, now there's a cause to the purpose that's, the stocks are being bought for. And it made it so much easier for the stock to, be manipulated, if you would, in a certain direction.
Well, I mean, I think, we on the right path to become millionaires in the future, because looking at how 2020 turned out, the turnaround and, the outcome of 2020. Now, beginning of 2021, it's like everybody's happy,
right?
Investing, and, then comes like in my mind, okay, I invested in a stock or a share, or, what definition, you give to it, right? I'm like, but, I always hear something about trade option. Right. And what is that? Basically, what is that? Because me, honestly, some people would say, okay, just talk about the trade. Then, I have another question after that.
Right. Okay, so you're asking what is trading or what is
trade. I don't know. It's two different things.
No, so look, so basically, you have two different strategies mainly, right? With making money in the stock market. You can trade, which means you are gonna buy, short term. You're gonna buy this for $100 and sell it for $150, like quick. Maybe a day, maybe 2 days, maybe a week, right? Then you have investing, which means you're gonna find companies that you like Apple or Tesla or whatever it is, and every week, 2 weeks, whatever paycheck, you're gonna keep on buying shares. You want to accumulate those shares over a long term, build a portfolio, right? So what we do is we primarily trade, right? And we trade options, right? So options basically are contracts that allow you to, it allows you to purchase the right to buy a stock at a particular price at a particular time in the future. So, and I'm gonna try to explain this as in the way of like coupons. Yeah. So if I go and let's say you had a coupon for cereal, a box of cereal. Today the box of cereal is worth $1, right? I'm gonna buy that coupon from him, and you got a coupon that says you can buy this box of cereal for $1 at any point in time from now till January 2022. Yeah. Right. That coupon you're gonna sell to me for 10 cents. Okay. I'm gonna buy that coupon from you for 10 cents. Now, if the price of cereal, let's say there's a cereal shortage because COVID comes back and people buying up all the toilet paper and cereal, stuff like that. Let's say the price of that box of cereal now goes to $2. Right. I still have the right to buy that. If I buy that coupon from you for 10 cents, I still have the right to buy that box of cereal for $1 up until 2022. Right. Oh. So what's the value of that coupon now? If I can buy the box of cereal for $1, I spend 10 cents on the coupon. there's 90 cents per a profit there, right?
Yeah.
So I theoretically could sell that coupon for 90 cents to somebody else who would want to still buy the box of cereal for less than $2.
Right.
So now my profit on that coupon went from 10 cents to 90 cents. That's 900%. Whereas if I just went and bought the box of cereal, right, and it goes to $2, I could double my money.
Yeah.
But with the by selling the coupon, I could make my money go up 900%.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically how options work: is the right to buy stock in the same way, that you do with the coupon.
But then in this case, you have to always be glued to watching the graphs and knowing the numbers, like whether it's increasing or decreasing. So the question is when you see a decrease chart, that's when you actually go and trade, or you buy
That's
it
where
out.
the cheat code comes.
Right. Yeah, that is definitely where the cheat code comes into play.
So that's when the cheat code the Qcode Algo, right?
Yeah.
Which is is it a platform, a software, or
Yeah, so the Qcode Algo is essentially a trading software that we created to kind of help and kind of be utilized as a trading companion, right? So essentially, usually when people get into the markets, one of the most important things that they struggle with is knowing when to sell, right? So essentially, anybody can buy a stock and wait for it to go up, right?
Yeah.
If they have enough time on their hands, they can do that. But the idea is knowing when to sell at an optimum time in order to, walk away with a substantial amount of profit. So where the cheat code comes in is it's a trading software that tells you exactly when to buy and exactly when to sell. Yeah. And also included is stop loss values that it provides you. So essentially it tells you when, let's say you bought at a low point in time in a stock, it tells you that, okay, you can put your stop loss here. And if this value is hit, you know that the stock is going to go down. So you're not going to be profitable in the trade. Yeah. But also on the upside, it's got take profit points. So there's 4 take profit points that it actually provides you on the chart that are values that you get. So if you reach take profit point number 1, you can take some profit off the table, right? So essentially, we suggest that you take like 20% off the table, right? Let's say, for example, you have 10 shares or 10 contracts, right? If you reach take profit point number 1, you can sell 2 of your shares or 2 of your contracts. Yeah. If you reach take profit point number 2, you can sell 2 more. Take profit 3, you can sell 2 more. Take profit 4, which is the last take profit point that we have, you sell 2 more. Essentially, now you would have had or secured 80% of your, or you would have secured all your initial investment plus 80% of your, gains. Essentially, leaving at least like 20% more to go, and the 20% you'll leave to ride on the chart if it gives you. The chart is looking positive, it's looking bullish. You can just leave the chart to keep riding until you receive a sell signal, so you could get out of the trade. But it essentially minimizes your losses and maximizes your gains.
Tells you exactly where to buy, where to sell. What I mean? It's a full trading strategy. So we teach the basics of how to, what investing is, what trading is. We teach all the skills that people need to learn how to trade. And then, we have the software that literally holds your hand throughout the process.
So if someone wants to learn, because I was just, listening to what you were saying, and I'm like, damn, this is deep.
Right.
But then I'm like, I might need some, instructions.
Right.
Then that's when I have to come and, apply to your academy, right?
Yeah, it's not even apply. It's a free community. There's 2,000 people in there right now. We have 5 admins that are there to help all day long, and the community is very helpful. So if you ask a question in any of the channels, like the beginner channel or the help desk channel, somebody's going to answer your question. Like let's say you say, hey, I don't understand how to put my order in or whatever. Right. Somebody will come and help you walk through the process.
But then how can someone apply or be part of the community? Like where do we go?
For sure. So you can actually go to cheatcode.us or cheatalgo.com. You scroll all the way down. There's a link to our free Discord community, or you can go to our Instagram also at cheat.algo, cheat.algo. So if you go there, you'll see there's once you click the link in our bio, it'll provide you our free Discord. You can join the Discord, and once you join the Discord, it's intuitive. And then also our website, is more than intuitive. And then go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's once you get in there, you start asking questions or whatnot. We have free classes also. We do Mondays and Wednesdays. We teach free classes at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that's live on Zoom. So you can come in, ask questions. We'll walk through stuff. Let's say you're looking at a stock, you want to see, what our feedback might be. We'll put it on the chart, walk through it step by step.
Do I need to be like have an experience or like a skill set as a beginner?
Look, we specialize in taking people from very beginning. We had somebody come into our group. What was it? What was your friend?
Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah, in the summer.
Ricky came in the summer with $1,000. Didn't know anything. But this past January, he pushed it up to 24,000, and then on that AMC trade, he went and put the whole 24,000 in. Right. It came out with 280K and locked in most of that profit even before it started to go down. So, and then we have a bunch of people. Yeah. Shout out Ricky. Shout out Ricky. When you see this, man, shout out to Ricky. Also, Pizza Dough.
Yeah, Pizza Dough is one of our guys too.
Yeah, Franco. He came. He turned $1,000 into 68,000.
The first 14 days of the year. Yeah.
And I did 2,000 to 100,000. November 4th to November 28th.
Yeah.
I did 2,000 to 100,000.
Yeah, man. Can you guys sign me up?
Come on board, man. Come on board.
The thing is, bro, it really is. We say that not to put this high thing on it, but it's like if you invest the time and the energy into learning it, you can do it.
And then with the time, how much time do we need to invest in it? So let's say a day, 2 hours, 3 hours. What is it like?
An hour a day. You can do an hour a day. Just really learn. You can just come into the classes Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
You'll learn there. On your own time, an hour a day. It normally takes about 3 months for somebody to go from beginner to advanced, like able to trade and kill the game on their own. Like they're finding things and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's typically what we see in our community. It's normally about 3 months. They'll come in not knowing anything, and then in about 3 months they now are making trades and showing profits and doing all their own stuff.
Right.
So yeah, man. I mean, anybody can do it. We had people that worked 2 jobs from the very beginning, and they still would be on our calls like at their job. You know what I mean? Like in construction, they're in their work van or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, man, you can do it.
Definitely. And with that stuff, like everybody's drive is different, right? Some people have a purpose and some people have a certain goal that they're trying to reach. So it's all about, like Quay was saying, it's all about the energy that you put into it. But the overall time is definitely between 3 to 4 months that we've seen as far as the turnaround. And yeah, man, 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Well, this is our Ball Soap podcast. I have Quay and Jehu. This is the first half. We will be back. Watch out for the second half. All right.